very basic foundational movement, not only in CrossFit, but for life. We want to be able to get in and out of a chair. An air squat will allow us to get in and out of a chair safely without hurting ourselves as we age or as we're recovering from injury. So there are many points of performance for an air squat to be done properly. First is starting off. We want to have our feet somewhere between hip and shoulder width apart. Everybody is a little bit different, so it might be a little more comfortable to be wider, or it might be a little more comfortable to be a little more narrow in the stance. But either way, you don't want to have your feet facing forward or even turned in, but just slightly turned out. So that first movement we're going to do, keeping our body straight up and down, I'm going to make sure that my shoulders are always pinned back, okay? Sometimes I like to set them down, sometimes I keep my arms up this way to make sure that my chest stays nice and high through this movement. The first movement, push that booty back. We're not going to go like this. We're just going to push it back slightly, and then we're going to lower the body all the way down, keeping our heels flat on the ground. We don't want to get into the toes. We want to stay back in the heels. Notice my hip has gone below my knee crease. That is the point of performance that must be met every time in an air squat. At the bottom of the squat, you're going to press through your heels through the floor. You're going to extend your knees and your hips. Squeeze that butt at the top. That's one rep. One more time. Let's review. Feet, hip to shoulder width apart, slightly turned out. We are going to keep our head and shoulders up so that we don't get forward in our movement. We're going to stay up nice and high. Push the booty back. Lower yourself down. See how I keep my hands high, chest high, knee, our hip goes past the knee crease. Drive up, straight up, extend the hips and the knees all the way through. All right, some common faults that we see in an air squat that can get you out of form when you go to add load later. It's really going to cause injuries, honestly. So we want to make sure, as I said before, we don't want to get in this position when we're down at the bottom of that squat. Some people's ankle mobility prevents them from getting that low in it. So it's something you work on, is that ankle mobility. We don't want to roll forward in our toes because we add weight. Oh, we're going to go forward, okay? So keep that booty down, heels, weight in the heels, press straight through. Squeezing your butt at the bottom of that air squat or any squat that you're going to do is going to allow you to push yourself straight up, push those knees out, not together. So one of the other common faults we see here is going through and really pushing those knees together instead of pushing them out, okay? Another common fault we talked about is getting too far forward, hyperextending that hip, and we get our booty coming up before the shoulders. We don't want to have our booty come up before the shoulders. Again, think about a weighted bar on your back. When you start to add load, what's going to happen? You're going forward, okay? You want to keep straight up and down as much as possible. Squeeze that butt at the bottom. Prevent yourself from tipping forward, but also to prevent yourself from getting out of form.